You seem to know both sides of the business.
That goes back probably to the first week that I was on the job site. My boss said, hey, if you're going to learn this paint thing, you need field experience. And my second week on the job was actually out in the middle of the Mississippi River on the paint crew, doing hands-on sandblasting, hands-on painting.
Where is the U.S. Army Construction Engineering Group painting around the world?
The Army Corps of Engineers, basically we have three houses. Most people think of the Civil Works house, locks, dams, bridges, hydropower, things of that nature. But beyond that, the Corps of Engineers builds Army bases. If there is an Army base here stateside or Afghanistan or Iraq, we would build that base. And once any base, when any Army base at least, is built, somebody has to maintain it. Somebody has to repaint the water tower, repaint the highway, repaint whatever, repaint the barracks. The Corps of Engineers is responsible for that maintenance of those Army bases. And yes, that takes us around the world.
What is most challenging about your work?
The field basically comes to me when there are problems. If a problem can be solved with an off-the-shelf product, I can often just recommend that product. Many times they'll ask me to do a little bit of research, a little bit of R&D, perhaps a little demonstration project where I can demonstrate that a given product or a new technique can be used to solve a given problem.
In the Corps of Engineers, you use a lot of vinyls, and vinyls are particularly high in VOC content, or can be. What do you see in terms of your need to find alternatives to those should the VOC rules on vinyls tighten up?
We are constantly looking at manufactured products, off-the-shelf materials, to see if we can find any of them that come close to the performance of vinyls. Indeed, there are a lot of high solids products, maybe 100% solids coming out nowadays. Some of those are plural component, which leads to some application problems that we may have to deal with down the line. On the other hand, I'd point out that there is new technology that may be giving us a VOC compliant vinyl paint. I plan on applying one of those here this spring sometime up in Alaska on a bridge. That particular application would be demonstrating it in cold temperatures where we are painting below freezing. Hopefully we would, if that is a viable application, we may use that around the world where we need to paint in the off-season.
What kinds of research are you doing right now, and why?
I'm doing some research on coils for and fins on air conditioners in the seacoast environment. The objective there is to see if I can coat aluminum fins on these air conditioners more economically than we can buy bare copper fins. I'm doing some work with thermal barrier coatings for high temperature steam lines. These are steam lines that operate maybe at temperatures of around 380 degrees Fahrenheit. The objective of that work is to reduce the amount of heat loss when these steam lines go into immersion in, say, stormwater or something.
You were also doing something, I recall, on cofferdams or pilings.
Yes, that was some work we were doing over in Okinawa. The idea was to coat sheet piling in place. A manufacturer, an applicator, had a cofferdam system where he could just drop this cofferdam in, dewater the section of sheet pile, and paint it, theoretically, in the dry. The coating system worked very well. It continued to cure in an underwater situation. The only shortcoming of it was that patching of holes, filling of holes, holes caused by corrosion, got to be tremendously expensive. The structure was built in 1950, and back in those days, the rule book within the government said sheet pile structure is a temporary structure, therefore it doesn't need coating. So yes, these coatings were in immersion in tropical seawater for over 50 years. uncoated.
And now you're coating them.
We coated them, we restored their integrity, and I have high confidence that they will last well over 50 years.